Welcome to the
Green Room.
Paints, Games, Chats.
Come into the Green Room.
This is where the party's at.
Party at the Green Room.
Got guests here to stay.
Welcome to the Green Room.
Best party of your day at the Green Room. Hey!
Hi!
Welcome everybody to the Green Room. My name is Justin. I am your host. I have a mystery guest with me tonight, and she's excited.
I am. I hope everyone can hear me. If you cannot hear me, yell at me.
We're trying a different setup, as you can see.
I can't hear anything.
Apologies for the lateness too, by the way. That was me trying to set things up. She's so mysterious.
Oh.
Good. Cool. Well, yeah. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Deanna.
Deanna is my partner. We've been married for almost 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
She is relatively new. Well, not new, just inexperienced with
To what?
tabletop role-playing games.
In life?
To kissing. She's pretty inexperienced. Oh, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a quick shout out, everyone. My grandpa is watching tonight. What's up, Grandpa? Hi.
Hi, Mom.
And her mom. Also, hi, Mom.
Oh.
Anyway.
I was making sure she was on the channel.
Good. Yeah, this setup is so much weirder.
Mm-hmm.
It's having a person next to me. Do I look at you?
No.
Do I look at you?
I know.
This
I'm
is
looking
so
at ourselves.
weird.
That's odd.
Okay.
What's up? What you got?
Yeah. Let's chat.
Do you normally hear yourself when you? Oh, so it's weird. I feel like I'm just talking into a void.
I prefer not hearing myself personally.
Oh.
It's very trippy.
Yeah.
You get used to it though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's weird. Oh, okay. Well, Grandpa will eventually be watching.
Let us know, and then we'll shout him out again.
All right. So if you've never watched before, by the way, this is kind of how it's gonna go. We're gonna chat with guests, kind of have a little discussion about some fun stuff, and then around the hour mark or so, might be a little later since we're starting a little late. We'll take a little break, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll do a little mini painting.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna finish last week's Wasp sculpt, and I don't know, Deanna might stick around and like just chill with us afterward if she wants to. She's got her wine, so she might stay up all night. I don't even know.
No.
Anyway, throughout this, as usual, you guys can always ask questions in the chat, and we'll try to answer them. Even more so tonight, just because it's just the two of us, and we're so yeah. Feel free to ask us any questions. I'll be starting some questions though, real quick. So first of all, just like I ask all my guests, Deanna, This is more comfy. Yeah, it's awkward, like next to each other.
He's straddling the computer.
Oh my gosh, Meebe, thank you. That's a very generous subscription to Kinsuki. Anyway, okay, so I always ask my guests, you know, what is your experience with tabletop role playing? How did you get into it? I mean, it's a little different, but what you talk for a while. I'm gonna come out of frame now.
I first found out about tabletop role playing when Justin was in Creed. We were in Creed, and he would just disappear for hours on a weekend into the housing next to us, because then you'd be playing with Graham's campaign, right? And I would like peek in here and there. But I never played. My first time playing was, oh my gosh. Uncle Troy.
Apparently my whole family's watching. This is great.
Welcome.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I was in the band Creed.
Yeah.
Can you take me higher? That's probably all I can legally sing on stream, so I'll stop there.
Ooh.
Otherwise, I have to pay myself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, with my arms wide open. Some key, you got it before I did, man. That's good.
Did I say too much?
No, it's good. Keep going.
Oh, my first game playing, my first role playing was the one that you made for us and our friends, right?
And I've talked about this before. I think.
You have?
Maybe. Yeah, no, I think I talked about it with Andy, because Andy, I think that was one of his first experiences too.
Yeah.
It was for my birthday, way back. It was the year that we came back from Creed, I think.
And Justin said, for my birthday, all I want to do is
force my friends
to play
D&D with me. So, and I still was pretty new, so like this was when we got 8 people together. It was like,
yeah, it was a lot.
It was a large group.
It was very long, but very fun.
Homebrew thing, and yeah.
It was so fun, and I think it was all of our introductions. I don't think anyone had played. Maybe, I'm sorry if someone had.
Grandpa Gary, thank you for subscribing. That's good. That's a good grandpa.
Grandpa Gary.
That's a good grandpa.
That's the best name in all of Twitch.
I'm not saying that is my grandpa. That's just it could be a coincidence. Like there's another person on here called Grandpa Gary.
It's a good name.
Good name. Hype.
So that's my introduction into tabletop role playing.
Okay. Well, and do you still play now? What's your
I have played a couple one-shots with you, a couple like 3-parters. We did a really cool mouse. Can we say their names?
Yeah, you can say Disney. I thought you were saying.
Can we say the people's names?
Don't say the people's names. You can say Disney.
We did like a fun, like 3-parter. Was it 3-parter? 4-parter? Disney?
Yeah.
We were all princesses.
We did a Disney princess campaign.
That was very fun. And I have played a little bit with, not the D word. I've played a little bit of like some like longer but not too long campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very new, but I'm getting my feet more wet as time goes on.
What do you love, and what do you still feel maybe intimidated or just not a fan of as far as role playing goes?
I feel intimidated by I'm sure this will lead into other things.
Yeah.
I feel intimidated by playing types outside of the type I always play. Even if that character I'm playing in like Disney princesses
Yeah.
is not that type, I make them that type. And I'm insecure about breaking out of my comfort zone. And I love the story creation together. Even though you have the story, it's cool because it's like pick a path, right?
Yeah.
It's like we all get to.
Well, and what's interesting too is
together.
with the stuff that you've done with me, it's always been short stuff, so there's always more structure to it, because otherwise,
right,
you know, it could just end up being, you know, there has to be sort of a railroaded structure to it in order to get through it all in the amount of time that we have. But with like a larger campaign, and I think you got a taste of that too when we played with the Theros thing, there's much more. It's less like pick a path and just create your path
but that
and
was
that kind
fun.
of thing.
When I started my God thing.
Yeah.
The God.
Talk about that. Yeah. So okay,
I loved it.
What? Hang on a second. So I feel like I pick Ranger for a while until I'm more. Yeah, Pierre.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm getting loose in my body and like the thing I always play.
Right.
And then I might eventually be ready to branch out, but I just.
We'll talk about that. I am curious. What you.
Choose Your Own Adventure books were my favorite.
You know they have like Choose Your Own Adventure those games now, and of course there's tons of Choose Your Own Adventure games, but the actual brand that looks like the book, but it's a card game, and it's that same Choose Your Own Adventure brand. I'm in a spiral.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
I'm so much more nervous with Deanna next to me. I feel
Don't
like
worry,
I'm
I'll just
out
keep
of my element
talking.
now. This is weird. So, okay, we'll get back. No, you know what? There's no structure here.
No.
We can just do what we want.
It's your interview.
Give me some wine. Love it. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about that. So, what is your go-to character?
Oh my God, I'm blanking now.
Well, just what kind of character do you like to play?
I usually play like a barbarian type character.
Mm-hmm.
I like playing someone who is really aggressive and is like physically tough.
Yeah.
I usually don't play with weapons. I haven't like the one shots, but like I don't know. Sometimes I do.
Yeah, I feel like you usually have a weapon.
No, I usually have a weapon because the last one I was like little, but I was a barbarian.
Yeah, I don't know what we're
small.
talking about. Which one?
The Theros one. I was very small.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was like a human, but.
You were a satyr.
A satyr barbarian.
Yeah, which was adorable.
And that was really fun. But I like the aggressiveness, and I always tell Justin it's like it's what I feel is most like me inside, but it can come out in a game. And nobody sees it. One time, we played, what was the bear one?
Honey Heist.
Honey Heist. And I played a panda, and I have never felt more seen than as playing that panda in a game.
So in Honey Heist, if anybody hasn't played that before, what you do is it's a one sheet, so it's just super simple rules. You roll for what type of bear you are, and that type of bear has like a special ability that the others don't.
Oh yeah.
And then you also roll for what your role is in the heist, essentially. And you were
I was the getaway driver.
Yeah.
And a panda.
And you were like this angry, like rage
so
driver.
Mad.
You were always like flipping people off and stuff.
When I was like, that's how I feel, because pandas are cute and pandas look nice.
Yeah.
But they probably get sick of hearing that they're cute and they look cute and they're nice. And that's how I feel internally. That is the deepest part of me.
Yeah.
So that it gets to come out.
Some key or too much. I love that. So you said I could branch out a little bit. What would you branch out into? What would be your next choice or whatnot?
What was the thing we were watching? The D&D thing we're watching on that channel.
Dimension 20. We've been watching The Unsleeping City on Dimension 20. You guys should check that out. It's a very good show. A monk.
There's the monk in that.
She's
she's like the the like New York lady. And
Yeah.
she's a monk, and I thought it'd be nice because I feel like, honestly, I was like, is she a barbarian? No, she just has attitude, and she has more monk stuff.
Yeah.
So I would be interested in going that route. No, seeing that I could do something that I felt like.
Definitely. You got to go something that's character driven, and then just find the. I mean, there's different ways to build your character, right? So like, sometimes I just know that hey, this group needs a cleric or something, and so I'm gonna fill that role and then build a character around that. Sometimes, however, it's better to like, you know, I want to play like, oh, this campaign is taking place in a New York City that's full of magic. I want to play a Broadway star, or I want to play, you know, a rat in the sewers or whatever it is, and then you just kind of build from there, right?
I'm really enjoying that. If anyone, I don't know, if you recommend things.
Yeah, we can
I'm
the green room recommends. Stamp of approval. Yeah, no, Deanna we've tried watching different streams and stuff before, and
Emma's
a lot of
watching it
times
too.
they're a little too.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Don't worry, we won't spoil it for you, Emma. But yeah. What was I saying? I don't know.
We've tried watching things before.
We've been drinking wine.
He had one sip of wine. I have been drinking.
It's okay. We're all drinking wine. We're all having fun.
Why are you so nervous?
I'm not nervous.
Ask me a question.
Get out of here. This is my show.
I want to take over this channel.
You should. Would you ever be interested in being a game master?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
I just don't. I don't think I would like that. I think it'd be very stressful. I have no words other than, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, you also see the worst parts of it because you don't get to experience the fun that comes from like actually playing it.
I hear
you
your
only,
side of it.
Yeah, but you only get like my soundboard that like I vent things to you before and after, and I'm like stressed when I'm writing stuff. And anyway,
I laughed at a comment.
we have a question from the Peanut Gallery. Hey Deanna, what's it like being married to a man with such wonderfully manicured hands?
You know, it's a lot of pressure because mine are not as well manicured. I have nails, but they're not as well manicured. They look nice far away. He has better hands. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of those hands. Look at them. They're like a statue.
This is what the show has become.
Oh God. Tonight you lose every follower.
Yeah. Please don't judge the merit of this channel based on tonight.
But if you like tonight, let them know. Yeah. I'll sneak back.
Yeah, if you want more
no one invited me. I invited myself.
Well, we're coming up to the finales, or rather the break. The end of season 2, if you will, of our channel, and so with Pitfalls and Ponies ending on Sunday, and with the Dark Plains stream taking a break on Friday, there's just a lot of finale-esque stuff going on, and so I've kind of run out of people to interview, and you're at the bottom of the barrel, so.
That was well timed. Whatever that notification was well timed.
Maybe cheered.
To stop me.
I'm pretty sure the cheers were for.
She cheered for
hooray
mine.
For those shows on your channel.
I tried doing that.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. Pierre, you don't know how true it is. Yes. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Saving the best for last. See, Emma knows how to say it. Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Emma.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have a favorite genre that you like to dive into when it comes to role-playing?
Oh, I've played so many. I've played Disney. I've played Christmas. I've played dogs. I've played bears. I played Greek mythology. I will say, what else did I miss?
I was gonna say here's the thing. The first one
Was
you ever
the most
actually
D&D.
played was in Creed. You played
Oh wait, I
a
played
few
Marvel.
sessions of Marvel Heroic Role-Playing
Uh-huh.
with Graham as the DM, and
Uh-huh.
you played
Oh, I played the twins. Not the twins, the...
you played Dagger
Yes.
from Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, that is the first D&D, or the role-playing.
It's the first role-playing you did.
one
Yeah,
I did.
you were Dagger,
Wow, wow, wow.
and I was Hawkeye.
That was fun.
It was fun.
That was very stressful because someone who has never played a role-playing game before coming into a table full of phenomenal actors, it is scary.
Yeah.
It is intimidating, but it ended up being a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
You're just another one in the branch off of Graham's family tree.
Graham, wow.
We all come from the dark plane.
I was gonna say, listen. I think that I have not played that genre, but that would be a challenge for me, and I would like it.
You're talking about Dark Plane?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That like gore, horror.
Gore her,
Gore her.
as we say. Nobody says that.
That gore her.
Grandpa. Oh, that's good. That's good. What would you find challenging about it?
I tend to lean on comedy in role playing. You would say it. You've seen me in every situation.
Yeah.
I tend to lean on
In every situation.
my like realistic comedy of like I'll get into the character, but I'm gonna let them be a little funny if it comes out that way. And so that would be interesting. That'd be a challenge for me.
It is, yeah. That's one of the big things, especially with streaming. You know, as a channel, like it's one thing when you're sitting around the table with everybody, and it's just, you know, this is for you, this is for your group, and there's kind of a sense of like, you know, there's no pressure, obviously. There is definitely an added pressure to streaming for people.
But like to keep the storyline,
yeah, because
like to the point.
well, and it's not even the storyline either. It's just like the tone, right? Like if you're laughing too much about things that is happening, it can pull people out of the atmosphere, right? It pulls yourself out of the atmosphere. So
yeah.
Anyway,
Is
some
it
interesting
weird
stuff.
in this streaming world? Here's a question for you.
Oh,
Question,
never
Dan.
happens. Hang on a second.
Is it weird?
Okay, I'm ready.
How is it?
No, start over.
Are you ready?
Yes. Hello. Yes.
Hi, question master.
Yeah.
Is it Is
Did you
it
call me master?
no question master? not
Are you question master?
I
Who's
am.
the question
You have been asking the questions,
Oh,
so
okay.
I am now taking.
Gotcha.
I'm flipping the tables.
Flip the tables.
Is it strange to not have the energy of the other people in the room physically with you while you're streaming a D&D
Yeah.
game?
It took getting used to, but I feel like I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are there lag problems?
There can be. We've fixed all of them.
Wow, I haven't noticed any. I mean, there's never been like a glaring problem.
No. Honestly, no. I mean, I've just every D&D that I've been playing so far has been.
that comment was someone, like, a watcher in the comments.
The Nightbot?
Yeah. I was like, wow, they're enjoying the show. Hit that follow button. That's so nice of them to like.
They're just like.
Be our cheerleader.
Yeah, that's the Nightbot. That's what they're all about.
Okay. Anyway, answer your question.
I want to know I want to know more about your. What do you hang on? I should have asked you Twitch questions. That would have been fun. Just like, what do you
Listen.
think this does?
I have no idea.
Because I'm still pretty new to it myself, and so.
Listen, I hooked up my Amazon Prime, and I'm not really sure what to do from there.
Yeah.
I had to Google how to hook up my Amazon Prime because I had no idea.
Mhm.
I had to Bing how to hook up my Amazon Prime.
You what?
I had to Bing it.
Why did you Bing it?
Hmm.
It's not an answer.
Yeah.
Why did you? Why? Who? What? Who are you? As don't look at my
sorry.
notes. These are secret questions for
Sorry.
later.
See?
Yeah, they are watchers.
Tommy.
That's good. It gets hot in
Ooh,
here, right?
This computer.
I know. It's
Ugh,
hot,
Justin.
hot.
Yes, can you rename it?
Nightbot to Night Watcher? Probably. I'll figure it out after this. Later.
Bing for life.
Wait, really? People Bing? What is Bing? I don't even know what that is. I know it's a search
It's a search
engine.
engine.
I don't think I've ever used Bing.
We have it at work.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Final question for now, unless the audience.
And then we're getting you off of this
have
channel.
more. What? Oh shit! I had a question. Hang on a second. One moment.
I'll just
Okay.
stare into their souls.
What? No, you know what? This is a selfish question. I don't like it.
Who's your favorite game master you've ever had?
No, that's not what I was gonna say.
Graham. It was just honestly, I forgot that I played that game. So I'm glad you reminded me for that
No,
sick burn.
It's fine. It's
Grandpa.
fine. Graham is the best.
Grandpa.
There's a reason he sired so many children.
Yeah. What's your question?
Cat Carter wants us to tell them our love story. So, what's our love story? It all starts. Oh, this is good. No, this is good. Here we go. Oh, you're gonna sing it?
She was a girl.
I don't know what that is.
Can I make it any more obvious?
Oh yeah, that's the song.
He was a punk. Right? Okay, anyway.
That's Skater
That's Avril
Kid?
Lavigne. Skater Boy.
Skater Boy?
You child.
Skater
What?
Boy. I don't remember that song. I mean, I remember that part.
Love story.
Love story. Our love story.
I was a senior in college
I was a senior citizen.
of the freshman class of college.
Just kidding. Yeah, I was a freshman,
Mm-hmm.
and I came into the school that we both were going to at the time, and I saw her at a party. Well, actually, the first time I ever saw Deanna was on stage.
Where I wore my first middle part and last middle part that I will ever wear.
She had a middle part. My mom and I actually went to see the show. It was Little Women.
The play.
The
Don't
play,
get it twisted.
which is
It was not
worse
the
than the
musical.
musical.
The musical's good.
And oh, this got people's interest. Here we go. All right. So, the year was
2010.
Thank you. Wait, was it
I graduated in 2011.
2010? Yeah. So the year was 2009 when I first saw you. I didn't meet you, but I saw you in Little Women. You played Joe March. You were great. It was. Agree to disagree. And I remember you from that, but I didn't really think much of it.
Because he was like, that middle part.
Yeah, the middle part was really throwing me for a loop.
Hope this doesn't come back.
Careful, don't
I'm just trying to get.
go off screen. What are you doing? Oh,
I'm fine. I'm comfortable.
You don't look comfortable.
I'm very comfortable.
You got your. Okay.
I'm on my sewing chair.
All right,
on a
I'll just
pillow.
lean in. You just do this. We're really bad at telling stories.
Keep going.
So, then that summer, when I go to college there, I see her at a party.
It was like first of the year party.
And hey, thanks for another gift, maybe. This gift is in honor of our love story.
We've lost 3 people. Get this story going.
Oh my god, we gotta go. Okay, we gotta get juicy. So I saw you there, and I
don't remember it.
You don't remember
At
seeing
all.
me, but we met at that party. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, maybe. Why are you on a roll?
Wow.
Thank you. So, by the way, real quick, if anybody doesn't know what a subscription gives you, you get access to those cool emotes that you can use in the chat. You guys show them the emotes. Everyone, just
hit those
do
emotes.
We've been on this for forever. I'm so sorry. I keep getting distracted.
There they are.
Yeah, I love those emotes. So anyway, you don't remember me from the party. I remember you.
Fast
it was
forward.
like one of those, one of those movie moments where I was like, wow, I want to date her. That's what people say in the movies.
Yeah.
And anyway, fast forward. You take over. I'm bad at
We're in a show together. We were in a chorus line,
this. Mm-hmm.
and we got to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow, this guy's so cool. And then after the show, I think we started dating.
Yep.
And then fast forward to the end of the year.
Yep.
I graduate. He goes on to sophomore year of college. Worlds totally separate, totally different places.
Mm-hmm.
We break up.
Well, yeah. I was a young man. There were oats needing to be sowed.
Keeping going. And then we broke up for a while. We got back together.
Yep.
And then we got married in 2016.
16.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
You, right? Yeah.
Right.
Golly, she's swell. I know.
Anyway, that is our love story.
And here we are.
We're here.
5 years later, 2 dogs later.
2 dogs. We have our dogs. Oh, hi Ivy. What you doing? Stretching? Are you stretching, Dirty? You want to be?
Let me introduce
You want to be a
the
star?
dog. Come here.
Here come dogs. Oh, wait, make the noise again, Ivy. It was funny. Say hi, Ivy. Say hi.
Say hi to your fans.
Should I make this a like an unlockable channel points thing where, like, for like 2,000 points, I'll bring my dog up and just let her on the screen for forever? Proposal story. That's a good story. I'll tell that one. That was my plan. So,
Best underbite ever.
yeah. Ivy or us? Ivy, of course, yes. Good underbite, Ivy. Good job. So the proposal, well, first of all, I tricked Deanna by telling her that, we were going to get married we were just like, we're going to get married. We're going to get married one day. Ooh, hydrate. Thank you, posture check. Thank you.
I'll drink some water, too.
My nose itches. And, oh, thanks. Awesome wedding. Got a call out for the wedding.
Wow.
So, we talked about marriage a bunch, of course, and like couples do. And then, but every time we brought it up, I would just kind of slyly say,
when I have money someday.
I was like, I want it to be really nice. Like,
I was like, yeah.
I want to get you a nice ring and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, wine is not really
water
hydration.
too.
Prove it. But all the while, I was selling off the right there in this case. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. So some of you have seen this case back here of action figures back there. I had a pretty massive action figure collection, which I'm proud of.
Mm-hmm.
And
he had been selling them on eBay, telling me he was just doing it to save up money.
I said like I was trying to like pay off my parents for something, that loan, like some money that they gave us. But in reality, I was saving for an engagement ring.
Mm-hmm.
I made good money off
Right?
those action figures.
If you need to make money,
going back in time and get some
figures.
action figures and keep them.
Sell your Beanie Babies.
But yeah, so, and then we went on a picnic because that was our first date, was a picnic. And so we went on a picnic, and then we, there's a long story with this, but I'm not going to get into all of it. Basically, we kind of have this rushed picnic because things got crazy. And so up until that point, we had always been collecting Funko Pop figures, which you've probably seen back behind me at different points too. And so for the proposal, I decided to customize 2 pop figures that basically looked like the two of us, but she would have one in a wedding dress and mine would be in a suit, and it would be kind of like a like hint at we're gonna get married.
So he hands me this. On our picnic, we usually gifted pop figures on like opening nights.
Yeah.
And I open it. I know what it looks like. It's the shape of a pop box.
Right, which is
so I
it was
opened
on purpose.
Yeah.
I wanted you to be. I deceived you with that.
And I opened it, and it said Bride Deanna. It was like white painted, and there was writing all over the box, and I was shocked. So I'm like reading every single thing that's on the box, like turning it over, flipping it over. I took my time. There were all these beautiful like quotes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved the box, and he had the ring, like he was holding the ring underneath the box.
Yeah. So from my perspective, I mean, we were on the ground, so I couldn't really get down on a knee. But we were like just sitting like next to each other, kind of facing each other, and so I had the ring like this underneath the box, and my hands were just like trembling, and I was like, move the freaking box, you know, like in my head.
I'm reading every quote on this box. I'm savoring the moment. I don't know what this moment is, because he also was getting ready to leave for a contract in a month, so we knew that.
Right. This was.
So we knew that. So.
Yeah. Oh, so you got the pop? Yep.
I
Go
pulled
that
them
way.
out.
So there they are.
Wow.
I should have
Cute.
tanned my skin a little more, but other than that, they're
It's
pretty
cute.
good.
They're really cute.
You just cheered 1,000 with crying. I love it.
Ooh. What other questions do you have?
Hang on, let me just
sorry.
marinate with this for a moment.
Sorry.
This is our
Go
love
ahead.
story.
It's our love-
Anyway, okay, yes, let's get to the games
you're
that
done
I've
marinating?
prepared. I'm done marinating now.
Done. The
Yeah,
marination is over.
it was a quick marination.
Marination, is that a word?
Marination. Yeah.
That sounds
marination. It also is like marriage nation.
This is a marriage nation.
Sumkey, I'm not up to your standards of pun, by the way.
Is Sumkey real punny?
Oh, Sumkey is the punniest of punnies.
If I had a skill.
That's what you want your skill to be.
Okay, one of them, but I would like it to be puns.
Yeah?
I'm not punny. I'm not.
See, most people hate puns.
Oh.
And by most people, I mean not all people. Just some people don't like puns.
See, I don't even have any.
Yeah.
I feel like puns are real quick.
Love.
They're quick.
Yeah. Okay. So, stop looking at my list.
I'm not looking. I don't have laser vision that can read it just from glancing.
Any pun is a good pun. Yeah. So, knowing that we were going to be talking about role playing on here and whatnot, I decided to have, every week I do a game with my guests, and they're usually things that are like, there's not a lot. I bet you say that to everyone in some cases. You'd be surprised. And so I decided to build your game specifically around your lack of D&D knowledge.
Great.
I thought it'd be fun to
I feel
kind of
well equipped.
quiz
I'm
you
excited.
on D&D stuff that nobody who doesn't play D&D would know. Does that make sense? Only the people who play D&D know this stuff.
Well, I hope I surprise you.
Yeah, let's go.
Probably won't, but
Okay.
we'll see.
So there's 3 sections to this. The first is a game called Who's That Monster? And I'm gonna give you 3 popular classic D&D monsters. But I'm only gonna describe them to you, and you have to name them.
Oh, I'd rather tell you what they look like.
Well, you can do that too.
Oh no, you tell me about them. It's your game.
Don't worry, we'll get to the other one later.
Okay.
As always, play along in the
So
chat.
I can use my neighbors as...
Yes.
I shouldn't. I won't.
Yes.
I won't.
Don't look at the chat. You have to
There's
try
2
your
chats.
hardest.
You guys, there's a chat here and there's a chat here. Right here. This light is
Here,
the chat.
I'll here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna minimize this
God.
chat.
Yeah, I don't like
And then
this one.
I'll look at that one, and you're good.
Okay, I'll just stare
Don't
at
look
my
at that.
face.
Just look over here. Okay. So, the first D&D monster is described as such. A large orb-shaped being with 10 eye stalks and 1 central eye, each containing powerful magic. So there's 1 big eye, 10 eye stalks.
I know, I've seen it.
Yeah? Yeah, it's all over D&D stuff. If you had to give that, and you don't have to pick the right name, just if you had to give that
Say
monster
the first part
name.
of that definition.
By the way, she can't see the chat, so you're all welcome to chime in. I'm sure not most, I won't say that, but some of you probably know the correct answer. But
give me
don't.
the first part of that definition.
Okay. A large orb-shaped being with 10 eye stalks and 1 central eye, each containing powerful magic.
So it's like the guy from All Real Monsters, but like a bunch of them facing out, holding their...
Yeah, the guy from All Real Monsters, except there's 10 of those.
I would call...
And there's no legs. It just floats.
It just floats?
Yeah, it's just like a floater.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's a floater.
It's a floater.
Gross.
I would call that, I bet it is called a...
What would Deanna call it?
I know.
Just like, what weird name? Just like, first thought, best thought.
An eye lick.
An eye lick. I love it. That's really good. Like, lick, like L-I-C-K?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Just eye lick.
How do you spell
L-I-Q.
L-I-Q. E-Y-E-L-I-Q? An eye lick.
An eye lick.
Yeah, an eye lick.
Do you guys want to rename some of those?
What if I said this?
Mm-mm.
In
What,
the
tell me.
eye of...
Sauron. Is that his name or is that the other one?
That's so good. Oh, that's funny.
Is that the other guy?
What?
Is that the gray-haired guy or the eye?
That's no, it's Saruman is the gray-haired guy. I can
I
understand
said
the
it right.
confusion.
I
You
said
said
it
it right,
right.
but that's not what I was going for.
In the eye of a hurricane,
In the-
it is.
In the eye of a hurricane, we're getting there.
Okay, keep
It's
going.
it's definitely a phrase.
In the eye of a tiger.
Okay. This is better than I could have hoped for.
In the eye of.
In the eye of the.
In the eye of the pigeon. Well, I don't know.
Did you say pigeon?
Yes, I don't know. Wait. What else did you say? In the eye of.
Beauty lies in the eye of
Beholder.
the beholder.
It's called a beholder?
It's called a beholder.
Oh, guys, change it to Eilic. That is a terrible name. I mean, is it because it sees everything? It's a beholder?
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you. Thanks, Darkblade. I was maybe phrasing it wrong for her. Yeah.
Yeah. In the
It's
eye
my
of a
fault. I'm sorry.
hurricane, there is quiet.
Yeah. We got some good stuff in there. Okay, the next one. Don't sing too much.
I'm sorry, I
It's
can't.
copyright.
I'm sorry.
The next one. The evil form of an undead wizard who wants to live forever. So when a wizard doesn't want to die, they can do something and then become this instead.
Have I heard of
You're
this?
never gonna get this, but
Oh.
what is Deanna's? What is Deanna's? Yes, Sumkey, exactly. That's good. I was thinking the same thing.
An Everling.
Everling. I like that.
An Everling.
Everling.
An Everling. I wanted to say it was called a Saruman.
A Saruman?
Yeah, he does want that, right? He's so old,
Yeah, probably.
but he uses the eye to stay alive.
Mm-hmm. Not exactly, but that's fine. You're talking about Sauron now?
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about Sauron.
That is the worst writing
I know.
ever. We just rewatched.
Darkblade
All of them.
is a huge Lord of the Rings
I
fan.
know.
Well, maybe he can explain to us why Sauron and Saruman are
We
so
rewatched
closely
them,
named.
and that was very confusing.
We rewatched them, and we were trying to like actually get the story for her, and I think you got it. You got
I got
it.
the story.
You
I watched,
liked it.
I watched all the movies.
Well, I know, but like you didn't remember the story, and so we watched it so you could.
Right.
He says there's no good reason.
No.
Zero.
Good.
It's called a lich.
Oh.
Yeah.
I might have heard of that.
Mhm.
So they don't want to die. They
Right.
become. They're not undead though. Or do they become undead?
Thanks for clipping it. They become undead. Kind of. Yeah, because that means they can keep living.
They're
essentially.
immortal, but
Yeah, they have like a thing called a phylactery. That's another time. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm just leaning. I'm going
You're
with
good,
you.
you're good. All right, the final one of this part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
What would you call a transparent ooze composed of
got it.
mindless jelly that takes a very specific shape?
Gelatinous blob. No, gelatinous cube.
You got it. How did you know that?
What is it?
Gelatinous cube.
Do you know why I know that?
No, I
That-
don't. Please
that-
explain.
That like tweeny musical that was made about D&D.
What?
Or the show, the play.
Play.
The play.
Oh.
She kills monsters.
She kills monsters.
Yeah, that's why I know what that
I didn't
is.
know it was in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I do.
No, because I was
But
like,
no.
how are you going to make a gelatinous cube on stage? How?
Uh-huh.
Props. How do you do it?
Uh-huh.
Scenic design. How do you do it? I want to know.
Boogers. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Saruman. It does sound like a
Yes.
Digimon. You're right. You're right. That's some good explanations there, Pierre.
Make it from Jello. Oh my gosh. What did they do for that? E-Cat Carter.
Makes them Saruman.
Oh, the year after.
What?
They
They
did
did
it
it the year after. Right.
Mhm.
I'm
curious how they do
Okay,
it.
well, you got one.
I
That's
should YouTube
fantastic.
it. Oh yeah.
Make some. Yeah.
I got one. 1 out of 3.
Okay. The next one is gonna go very fast.
Okay.
Let's just see. How many of the broad term D&D classes can you name?
How many?
Yeah. Just name anything that you think is considered a class. Let's count them up.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Because there's class
Nope.
and
Yeah. I know what you're gonna say, but I don't want to. I'm not gonna tell you the difference. I just want you to just.
okay, class.
Mhm.
I think are rogue, what do you call the theater people? They are
What
bards.
are they called? Oh, there we go.
A monk.
Some geek.
Can I look?
Yeah,
A monk?
look at it.
Yes, exactly.
A monk. You got
A
a monk.
monk.
So we got 3.
Wait,
So wait, you've got
a rogue, a bard, a monk,
uh-huh.
is there a wizard?
Uh-huh.
A wizard, Harry? And then a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
How many are there?
There's 13.
Oh God!
You've almost got half.
Rogue, barbarian. Are there some that I should be getting
There's
that are obvious?
a few more that are really
Misty.
magic-y.
Magic-y.
Mhm.
A mage.
Yeah, it's not
A witch.
a technical term. No.
Uh,
There's.
sorcerer.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
There's a few more of like there's there's the heroic kind of knight.
Oh, yeah. He's called
There's the like classic healer.
Oh, a cleric.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
There's the naturistic one.
Oh, shoot. Oh, what is that called? I have nothing.
It's okay.
A watcheroo. No,
There's
what is that?
let me think. Are
Are
there
there
any
some
others
weird
that I think you
ones?
can get? What's typically known as like the male form of a witch? Any idea?
Wizard.
Okay, never mind.
I said that.
Yeah, not that one.
Warlock.
There you go. Yeah,
There's a wizard, a warlock, and
a sorcerer.
a sorcerer.
Yeah, their
Wow.
magics come from different places. Is the idea?
Wow.
Well, from different ways of attaining the magic.
Yeah.
You got
I got a
most
good
of them. You missed druid.
Oh,
Is the nature
is the
one.
nature one. Yes.
the knight that I was talking about, like a
Is
holy
a-
knight, is a paladin.
That one always does not sound what I think it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that's a knight's like a Gryffindor, and that's not
Mm-hmm.
a paladin. Doesn't sound. The
There's
same.
ranger and there's
Ranger.
fighter,
Oh,
which
same thing.
yeah, well, no, but you know. And then finally there's artificer.
What does that have?
Artificers they tinker. They make like magic items
Cool.
and that kind of thing. Yeah.
I've not heard of that one.
It's newer. It's the newest of them. Okay.
Oh wow.
In the time we have left,
What are we doing?
the final part of this D&D game.
Fister?
Artificer? Artificer. Tinker, soldier, spy. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, Pierre. You got it. Ranger is just the type of fighter, yeah.
Art
Exactly. They are practically the same. Alright.
Oh.
I want you to describe to me what the following words mean.
Is this like speed round? What is this?
Sure, whatever. No rules.
Okay.
Just tell me what this term means.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Tell me what 5e means. Any clue what 5e
5e.
means?
5e means. I want to say like 5 energy, but I know that's not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
5e means 5 dimensions. That means 5
Yeah.
5 people.
That's a good clue, actually, Subkey.
Think of the 5 of TNT.
Yeah. Look up to comments at
This
what
one?
they said earlier. Yeah.
1 and 2. Up higher?
Does that help you?
No.
No, it's well, okay. Well, let me give you one more clue here. It's not in game.
Oh,
It's a meta thing.
Earth. It's elements. It's
All right, we'll end it there.
Okay.
This is
What is it?
so it's edition
Oh, 5th edition.
It's the
Okay, so
5th
I have
edition
heard
of the
you
rules.
say 5th edition,
Yeah.
blah 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 edition.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were right. Nice guy. You
Dang.
got it. Good. Okay, the next one's more fun.
I'm not D&D smart. Me either.
What does the word ASMR mean?
Oh, I felt like I knew a little bit about D&D.
I'm
until
giving you
this
hard ones
moment.
on purpose.
Assinar means you were just being an assinar, and I.
ASMR. Not that it makes much difference, but yeah.
ASMR you.
ASMR. It's the soothing sounds.
ASMR means you are doing a wild stunt.
That's dope. I like that. It's actually a race that you can play as, and they are half angels.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm down for
Celestials.
that.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Are there a bunch of races?
What you do with your SMR is your business. Yes, it is a race. You got it, Pierre. What'd you say?
Are there a lot of races? More than classes.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, what does it mean? What does the term murder hobo mean?
Murder hobo?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What? Oh,
yeah,
God.
Pierre, in D&D, races are just the different species that you can play
Oh
as.
my god, murder hobo. Okay, is hobo an abbreviation?
No.
Oh, dang.
I mean, it's... Yes, I guess. Well,
Okay.
no. What is hobo an abbreviation? It's the same hobo term that you know already.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, yeah.
A murder hobo?
Yeah, what's a
What's a murder hobo? Is a homeless person in D&D who is also an assassin.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good...
Is
That's a
that
good
it?
guess. It's not right. No, it's a meta term that people use to describe someone who just like steals and kills everybody that they come across in the story.
Why wouldn't they be
basically.
called a pirate?
That's a fair point, Deanna. It's a fair
Just
point.
saying.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Dark Plane. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. So, no more murder hobo terms.
Oh, boys.
That's good.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, right. Okay.
Well, I think they should call them pirates.
That gives pirates Batman. Just kidding.
Are there?
All right, the next one.
I'll submit it to
is-
D&D. Don't
yeah,
worry.
no, submit it.
I'll submit it. My knowledgeable mind submitting this.
Land pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one is Yawning Portal.
Ooh,
What is the Yawning Portal?
This is the thing that the sorcerer can open.
Mm-hmm.
That it is very temperamental because it's only open during this just a fragment of a moment when it is about to feel sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Just that moment. Oh, you're gonna catch your clothes. Is that it?
No, but I love that.
Maybe I should DM.
Yeah,
Create my own world
that's it. You should just.
full of pirates.
I'll give
and...
you a list of terms
Oh
of
my
D&D
gosh.
stuff, and you just, without knowing what they are, fit them into your world.
Yeah, great.
That's good.
What is it? Hit me.
The Yawning Portal is a very famous tavern in the city of Waterdeep.
Oh, that's famous.
Famous in world, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dang,
I mean, famous out of world too, I guess. if
Yawning
you think
Portal.
about it.
that's a good name.
Yeah.
For a tavern, I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
Well, it's called the Portal too because there's
It makes me yawn.
a large well in the middle of it, like a large hole that you can go down into the Underdark, into the not the Underdark, into the what's it called, the mountain.
Yeah, don't do it.
Somebody in the chat will know what I'm talking about. It goes into a mountain that's underneath Waterdeep, basically, and there's a bunch of
Wow.
crazy stuff down there.
Wow.
Under mountain. Okay, thanks, Sunky.
Mhm.
I knew it was close to Underdark.
Wow.
The keyhole in Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, it's good.
So.
Oh
here's
yeah, you guys went there in that one session that we played. That's good.
To the Yawning Portal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow. What were you gonna
So here's a question.
Uh-huh.
For someone who does not know a lot about D&D and does not know a lot about the mythology and the history and all the things, is that okay? Can you
Yeah.
play?
Oh my gosh, yes. Of course.
Even if you don't know all these things?
Yeah, of course. You don't need to know. That's why they have history checks and things like that, because you as a player aren't expected to know everything about the world by any means, or even anything about the world. And if you want to know more about the world, you can check, and then depending on what you roll, or just with your backstory, what you think you know, the DM can help tell you what your character knows about the world.
That explains history checks a lot more to me.
Yeah. Shut up. Oh man.
It was frightening.
Okay.
Oh my god.
The next one is min-maxing.
Wait.
MIN/maxing.
It's when
Uh-huh.
you are almost at your lowest hit points. You're down there. You're at your minimum hit points. But you're still fighting and you're still going.
That's pretty good.
And you're doing magic.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No. It's really good though. It's a term for people who it's a term for when you put all your points, if you will, all of your you really build up certain skills and certain abilities, and then just let the others kind of dump off and whatnot. So you are minimizing very certain skills and maximizing the others, and making it kind of an imbalance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Real strong, not so smart.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah, the grand game. We're playing Waterdeep, right? Dragon Heist right now with Emma and them. So, yeah, I agree, Darklane. I think exploring the world with people is so fun. It's like showing somebody, you know, having a Marvel movie marathon for the first time. And I've done this with a friend, and we watched we watched Iron Man, we turned it on, and she was like, "Oh, Robert Downey Jr.'s in this?" And I was like, "How do you not know?" But it's fantastic seeing it like through their eyes for the first time and the wonder of it. I love it. I love it. Okay, we only have a few more. The next one is Tiamat.
Oh, wait, I know this one.
Oh, you do?
Wait, why?
I don't know.
I just heard the name.
Okay.
This thing.
Mm-hmm.
Give me like, is it an item? Is it a thing? Is it a place?
It's a creature, a named, very famous creature.
Why did I just hear this? Tiamat.
I don't know.
Was it in that game we were watching?
No.
It's a famous creature?
Uh-huh. Santa.
Tiamat.
TMI.
Tiamat is, it's a friendly creature.
What kind of creature is it?
It is a,
If I told you it had 5 heads.
Oh shit, that's not, can I close?
Yeah, you can guess. It's okay. Tiamat is what you used to keep from staining your table during tea time. A Tiamat.
Is it like a snake? Lizard?
No, but you're
Gremlin.
close.
No, farther. Dragon?
Dragon.
Why did I just heard Tiamat?
She is the evil mother of dragons, basically.
Ooh, she has 5 heads.
She got 5 heads, each one with like a different power. Yeah, look up Tiamat. She is formidable.
Is she Greek?
No?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Was she in our Greek game?
Oh, no. We played a little bit of the Mythic Odysseys of Theros.
Ooh, she's scary. But she's very pretty, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So,
Listen,
if anybody needs a birthday present to send me, a sculpt of Tiamat would be dope.
Sometimes letting your inner Tiamat out is good.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Hydra's sister. Yeah, could be. Wait, really?
Oh.
There's a D&D cartoon? Wait, I knew that. Can you watch it? What do you watch it on? Sumkey, what do you watch it on? Because I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that. I just saw that they were making... maybe it's still happening, I don't know, but...
Oh, maybe that is it.
D&D, Oh, Tiamat, isn't she? Oh, that's probably it.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
We read it over quarantine times.
Mesopotamian. That's where you can watch it, Mesopotamian. I don't know what that means, but I'll look it up later. I'm not gonna act cool. Alright, the next one. TPK. TPK.
Two pretty kills.
Ooh, I like it.
Sonito.
Ooh.
Tell me what it is.
You just
tell me
got
what the category
TPK. You got 2 pretty kills.
2 pretty kills.
What's the category?
Give me like a...
You've got one of the words right.
1.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
Last one.
Oh. Kills.
So what does TP stand for?
Toilet paper
No,
kills.
not toilet paper. I know. I walked right into that one. All right.
Toilet paper kills.
It's
2 poopa kills.
2 poopa kills.
Total Brian Gittins.
That's a big clue.
No. Total petty kills. Total punky kills. Please kills.
No.
What?
Emma had it. All except for the kittens.
Oh, total party kills.
Total party
like how
kill.
many you all smashed the whole time?
Well, not kills. Total party. It's when your entire party dies in one battle.
Oh, gotcha.
A total party kill.
Got it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Does that happen? What
Subkey,
happens?
thank you. I'll check it out on YouTube. It happens? It typically happens at lower levels or at very high levels.
Do you restart if everyone dies?
Do whatever you want.
You just
Different people
stay
do different things. Some people are like, F it, I'm out. And then some people are like, I want to roll a new character now and start over and go get vengeance for the last crew that just died. I'm her brother and I am coming to avenge her, you know?
Like reincarnated?
Or reincarnation.
Oh.
Or that was a whole pocket dimension and they're actually living this life over here the whole time.
Wow.
Look, endless imagination.
Wow.
Okay.
Total party kill.
The last one is Phandelver. What is Phandelver?
That is a city. Oh.
Okay.
Phandelver is a city adjacent to the city that the Yawning Pond is in.
The Yawning Pond.
The Yawning Portal.
The Yawning Pond is now my favorite. No, Phandelver is a city, but it's not there. I'm gonna look up a map real quick to see where it is.
It's in Westeros. I don't know any names.
It's not in Westeros. It is in Faerun. It's north of that city of Waterdeep. But yes.
Here's my problem.
It's a mining town, really, not really a city. But
what's there?
Well, it's popular because that is where the starter set that D&D has currently for their 5th edition, like Impierre knows. I said Impierre. That's funny. Like Pierre knows. Yeah, that starter kit is... hey, just another guy named Harry. Thanks for following. Appreciate that.
Oh.
The thing didn't come up like normal. That's weird.
But you say it. Just another guy named Harry.
Anyway, yeah, Phandelver is... Phandalin is different. Phandalin is from the Moonshade, right? That's the one from the Moonshades. But, Phandelver is in the starter kit, and a lot of people go and play that one, and it's like a mining town, and there's a dragon, and there's a bunch of stuff. It's cool.
I love a dragon.
Anyway, Impierre. That's what I'm calling you now. Yeah, Phandalin is... That's where you start with the first Adventurers League adventure, I think. Dark Plane. If I'm right. The 5th edition, right? It's the first is in Phandalin. Oh. Well. I'm dumb. Okay, Phandalin is the town, Phandelver is the mine. Forget it. Forget it. Theater! And a crowd of fire. It's good, it's backwards, I like it. Okay, that's it. That's all I had.
Wow.
You get a
0.
You get a B+.
Wait, I did alright.
You did pretty good. Honestly, I was pretty impressed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Wow.
You got a lot right, and your answers were better than the actual answers in a lot of
I'll
cases.
be honest,
Be honest.
I don't remember names of things.
Go maybe.
So I would, even if I did know things, I wouldn't have gotten them right.
You would have gotten them right.
I don't remember anybody's names. I've watched all of Game of Thrones, but I can't tell you anybody's names.
Yeah, it's true. You are very bad with names. We have a tendency to, like, Deanna will watch a show, and then, like, I'll walk in, I'll be like, what are you watching? And she'll tell me about it a little bit.
It's like trash TV.
And then I'll leave, and I'll come back in, and I'll, like, make some food or something, and
I'll say,
she's watching it.
So the redhead just broke up with that,
and I'm like,
country
oh, you're talking about
guy.
Rebecca? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I
can't
heard
remember.
That was the name. I thought you said that was the name. I'm good with names.
I don't remember people's names in person or on TV.
You got 2 right for a total of 10 points.
Wow.
Yeah. Impierre is our official game
Wait,
master.
I've known that.
Yeah. So extra 10 points for creative answers.
Thank
Total
you.
of 20. Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Not 90 Day Fiance.
Nice guy is still a 0. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm happy for 2. Hey,
Yeah.
Bug.
Hooray for free subs! Ooh, free subs.
Ooh. I'll take a free sub. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
This was
of course.
fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Will anybody see you on Ghostlight RPGs in the future?
Oh.
In a one shot maybe down the road?
Oh, maybe.
Or DMing your own world where names mean different things than we know them to?
Like I changed the names in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
And you just have to figure it out.
Right.
I don't know, maybe. I think a one shot would be really fun.
We'll see. It'd be fun.
That'd
Maybe
be
you'll
a
see
good
her
time.
around. Or just back on this show. And we'll just chill again and you guys can...
While Justin DMs and plays, I'm usually knitting
It's true.
in the living room.
You're welcome to knit right next to me while I
Wow.
paint in a little bit if
What
you want
is
to.
a
You can just sit behind me and knit.
The Bizarro DM.
And then you can use anything you want. Good. Well, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to come back in just about 5 minutes and finish painting Wasp. We started the sculpt last week.
Colors.
And we will finish it up today. And yeah, and we'll just chill. We'll do a little chatting. So I'll be right back in 5.
Or sleeping.
Thank you, Deanna.
I gotta say, you guys are a lovely community. It's been so nice
They are.
to watch you all.
They really are.
You're a great community. That's all.
Thanks. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Bye.
Bye. Choice. Growlers and Grammys. Music and beer. Here we go.
Okay.
Question
Do
number
we have to-
1.
Okay.
Just think about it, and then I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1, and you say your answer. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no! Okay.
But I'll give you time to think. Okay. Question 1. A growler of beer weighs approximately 8 pounds. How much does a Grammy award weigh? A, 4 pounds. B, 6 pounds. C, 8 pounds. Or D, 10 pounds.
See, and I'm horrible. I'm like, okay, I can picture a Tony. I can picture the Academy. I can picture like the daytime Emmys.
The Grammy's the one that looks like a gramophone, right?
Ah,
The most
thank you.
obvious one. Yeah.
Thank you. It's RCA Victor. I'm with you now.
Let's see. We've got a couple.
Ds. We
chatters
got two
saying
10
some
poundses.
D's. We got a pony pound. I'm not sure which letter that's supposed to represent. Pony pound, pony pound, pony pound.
Bony, 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 bony. Remember that one song? Peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter
Yeah.
jelly with a baseball bat.
Yeah. All right, I've got my
where-
answer.
All right, so
Where you at? Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1.
B.
A.
All right, we have a B and an A, so a 4 and a 6. The correct answer, though, my friends, is 6 pounds. B.
Are you
Kelsey
effing?
is correct.
Oh my god,
That was a good guess.
You're so good.
I love myself. I love myself.
Well, because here's the deal: like, if it's
Crying.
like the Victrola thing, then there's like a lot of hollow space going on with this whole
Very potentially.
Hollow.
Well, because if you think
hollow
about
space.
it, there's some very slender people that have to hold that award up sometimes. And I never see like arms, like
Yeah.
when people are holding up a Grammy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess that's why I was like, 10 is no.
Well,
10 is the weights I do.
Imagine you're holding a growler of beer
arms show.
full of
Yes.
beer. It's just
Uh-huh.
2 pounds lighter than that.
lighter than that.
I mean, I don't know what's so hard
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's
So
math.
question
it's like
number
Columbus.
2. Kelsey's in the lead. There's 7 questions, by the way, so
Okay.
there's an odd number,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you'll probably that makes a difference, I guess. But all right, very weak winners. That's right. Question number 2. The first annual Grammy Awards took place in 1959. In what year was the beer can released?
Oh my gosh.
A, 1917, B, 1924, C, 1935, or D, 1949.
Okay.
I was not going easy on you guys.
Okay.
I felt like the last trivia I did was way too easy. All right. Let everybody get their answers in. We got some answers. A, 1917, B, 1924, C, 1935, D, 1949.
B.
3, 2, 1.
C.
B.
C and B. And we have a D, a D,
A C, a
and a
D.
C. The correct answer, my friends, is C.
Oh my gosh.
1935.
So, okay, it was kind of a guess. I mean, I figured like around wartime.
Yeah.
But like I was trying to remember of like a time where it would have had to have been around before. It would have been like, give up all of your aluminum for the cause.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking
So
too.
that's what I was like, it can't be
Because
D.
it was World War II that we did all of the effort stuff,
Exactly.
not World War One.
Yeah, we
right.
didn't put
Yep,
any
yep, yep,
effort
yep.
into World War One. That's right.
No. And I also thought that B, we were still maybe in Prohibition during that time, but I don't know.
Oh, you are absolutely right. But that's what was weird about it to me. I forgot about beer bottles.
Bottles,
Those have been around
glass
for
is
a long
thing,
time.
Yeah. The Grammy Awards are named after the revolutionary gramophone. Yes. The Irish brewing company Biddy Early, that's Biddy space Early, is named for who? Is it A, a 19th century witch? B, an elderly freedom fighter? C, a grandma to 80 children? Or D, a blind potato farmer? Who is Biddy Early?
So many good things to guess. Can it just be all the above? Can it just be all of them?
That's a trick question.
I want all of them to be honored.
I know, right?
Oh, maybe gave us each a heart. I want the middle one.
Thanks, Meebe.
I want
Making
the
it
middle
rain.
one.
Meebe made it rain for us.
I like
It's
that you
been
guys
raining
show
here
up
a
like it's a
lot.
drag show,
Yeah.
handing out.
You guys are on the wrong channel, but well,
you're not.
we'll make it
Stay
work.
here
We'll
with
make it
your
work.
ones.
We'll make it work.
It's right here. Just put it right there.
Mm-hmm.
They
There it is,
saw the
Steven.
hole in my shirt and decided that they were going to donate.
Go ahead and capitalize
This is
on
kind
that.
This is kind of a thing.
All right, so the chat is locked in. They're
C.
all saying
I'm sorry, Steven. I keep
C.
ruining it.
Steve.
Stop
Okay, here we go.
that.
3, 2, 1.
D, blind potato farmer.
Blind potato farmer. Kelsey says C along
Old
with chat.
stereotype of an Irish
I'm
woman.
gonna tell you, you're all wrong.
Okay.
The correct answer is a 19th century witch.
It's the witch.
It's the witch.
And I really wanted it to be a freedom fighter.
She was
but that's
believed to
fine.
be a witch. She was a healer, and she used like different remedies and different concoctions to heal people.
Sure.
And she also made like beer and shit.
Yeah.
So crazy. How lame.
Sorry, everybody.
Being a
Maybe she's
witch
a
in the 19th
grandma.
century is not nearly as cool as being a grandma to 80 grandchildren.
Seriously.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Am I on? Maybe not. Yes? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I had to switch around like the... Yes, you can hear me? Okay. Okay, great. I swapped around, this is kind of weird. I swapped around the mic. This is this whole setup was kind of different for me tonight. It was different, obviously, because I had, you know, I kind of tried to expand it to where Deanna could be here as well. So, but it's interesting because now I can't hear the music, but well, that's how it goes, I guess, huh? Whatever. I don't really need these, I guess. Alright, well, if at any point you guys stop hearing me, or the music's too loud, or too quiet, or anything like that, just let me know. It's Justin Timberlake, you're bumping there. Good. Cool. So, we're gonna do a little painting. We've got the Wasp. We started her last week. We will finish her tonight. So, I'm gonna switch over cameras here. Cool. Oh, by the way, Spellbound. If anybody hasn't heard of Spellbound, check it out. It's a D&D podcast. Many of the a few of the players from Ghostlight. That was oh, good, thanks. A few of the players from Ghostlight, Emma and Rebecca and Kelsey are all in Spellbound, which is a fantastic podcast. You should definitely go find it. You can just literally look up Spellbound in any of your podcast apps, and you can find it. And if you love any of the stuff that we do on Ghostlight, I highly recommend checking it out. If you watched the first episode of The Green Room, I actually had Kelsey and Emma on here, and we were talking about Spellbound. Anyway, I brought this up because I finally got my little Patreon care package thing, and I got some stickers and some coasters. It was great. Anyway, you came back just in time that I was talking about you there. Good job. This is weird. I can't hear the music. I don't like it. I don't like not being able to hear the music. Hey, being a patron, it's my honor. I'm gonna adjust that a little bit. Oh boy, there we go. One of these days, your boy's gonna get a new camera set up, but today is not that day. Okay. Also, because I'm still using the other mic instead of my headset mic, apologies for any, outside noises you hear. If you hear my dogs bark or something, just let it be. Just let it, dogs are dogs. Dogs are dogs. Okay, so we've got Wasp, right? Let's adjust the light a little bit. I want to do this. Where's my light? Let's switch it up a little bit. There we go. That's a little more tolerable, huh? Okay, so we've got Wasp. We're gonna work tonight on the kind of translucent aspects of her. So the goggles and the wings. We're gonna make them a little light blue, a little bit of like some white in there to kind of give it that like glassy look, maybe. Let's explore. Let's see how it goes. I've used this wet palette far too long, and it is bleeding together, and it looks a mess. But we're gonna use it once more tonight before I call it quits. So, you know the Wasp from Teen Titans, which is not Marvel. Did you switch it up? Good question. What's her name in Teen Titans? It's not Wasp. I know what you're talking about though. She's like the bee. She's the bee. What is her name from Young Justice? It's not Wasp, but I know what you're talking about, Pierre. Yeah, no. So this is still Marvel. This Wasp is, I guess, most generally known, I suppose, as opposite Paul Rudd in the Ant-Man movies. Did you just say horny? Yeah, it's horny now. Oh God.
What have we done?
What have we done? Real quick too, be thinking about what color should we paint this die. What color should the sides be, and what color should the dots be? I need your all help on that to try and maybe highlight what's going on up here with her colors up there. So help me out with that. Yeah, Bumblebee, that's the one. Bumblebee. Although now we're just gonna call them horny. Red and white on the die. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. All right, we've got an hour. We can totally do this. Let's go. I'm gonna start with that blue though. I want to start with that blue. So let's get some of these colors in here. A little dragon blue. And we got a little white. So as I said earlier, we're coming to a kind of a milestone with Ghostlight, where we have a few shows ending this week, a few shows gonna be starting in the near future. We're gonna have some stuff for you in between. Just lots of excitement. So if you're not following us yet, which I'm pretty sure all of you are. Thank you for that, by the way. But if you're not following us yet, make sure you do, because we're going to be announcing tons of new stuff in the coming weeks. That's going to be coming in the coming weeks from there. So I'm very excited to share all this with you guys. We couldn't really, Ghostlight started last year when theaters went dark, and a lot of us were just kind of like, we want to keep storytelling with friends. We want to keep this art alive. How do we do that? We morphed it with, our love of role playing, and through all of that, we started Childish Things last year, which we weren't really trying to get people watching necessarily. I mean, we were, but not really hard. But everything changed this spring. With Blood of My Blood and with Pitfalls and Ponies, and all of you who just supported the hell out of us enough to where we can get to this point where we're like able to commit more time to make this fun for you. So I mean, thank you. You all have done this, and we really appreciate it, and we're excited to keep going. So quick question. Scraping at the bottom of the barrel. When did I say that? Oh gosh, what did I say? Who did I say what? Glossing over that glossing over that. Wait, bottom of the barrel, when did I say that? Oh, Deanna. With Deanna, I said it earlier. I would love Ryan. Yeah, I would love to have Ryan as a guest. No, it's not a dumb, obvious question. I don't honestly have an answer for why he hasn't been a guest yet. I mean, mostly it's just because we've been focusing on the casts so far, and then tonight I didn't really think about it, and we decided, my wife really was kind of wanting to check it out and everything, so we decided to have her on. But I would love to have Ryan on in the future if he's available. The dude's busy as hell, but yeah. Ryan, if you guys don't know, was one of the founding members of Ghostlight RPGs. He's a dear friend, and he has his own stream, which you can find linked in the box in the chat there. I guess I should paint for you guys, not just for myself, huh? That's kind of rude. don't know why I'm using this brush. Sometimes I, get distracted and then just start painting and not realizing like what I was trying to do. Stupid. Funny. Yeah. I said that about having Deanna on. I know. I'm an idiot. I'm a meanie Justin. You're very right. Very right. But yeah, I would love to have Ryan on. Somebody tell him. Just kidding. I'll tell him. Speaking of guests, I'm very excited. Next week I will be a guest along with Emma and Kelsey. We are going to be guesting on another. We made friends, you guys. We made friends. There is a channel called Make Believe Live that you can find on Twitch. Highly recommend going and following them. They have some really cool stuff, and we kind of found out that we both have a deep love of RPGs and whatnot, and storytelling. Although they came at it from the LARPing angle instead of like the theater angle that we came at it from. So I'm very excited to talk with them next week about just that, and about Ghostlight, and about like how these communities can kind of combine and make a big Voltron Ultra community. Sounds pretty dope. So I'm going kind of like, just flat the blue right now. I'm going to add layers to it and make it a little more glassy, ideally. I've never tried anything like this before, so we'll have to see. Before I forget, that Make Believe Live, they go live every Tuesday with different people from the community, basically, right before we start on Green Room. So it's actually kind of perfect if you're looking for something to do, that that hour before Green Room starts. Go check out Make Believe Live, because they're always talking to awesome new role players, and not even role players, just artists and people in the community and that kind of thing. It's very much like Green Room, where just kind of conversational and talking to the audience and questions and that kind of thing. So it's a cool time. I'm very excited and very just not nervous, anxious, I guess, to be able to share Ghostlight with a new audience of people too. So I'm just really looking forward to that. Yeah, new friends. So anyway, that will be. We'll make sure to host that next week on the channel. Thank you. Am I talking too fast, Emma? Am I talking too fast? Thank you. Good. All right. Posture check. Thank you. I am leaning over to try and stick this thing over by the camera. Yeah, thank you. It's gonna be okay. I know. I'm pumped. Should be fun. Should be a good time. Alright, let's try these little giggles. Little giggles. So, I'm not gonna give any spoilers here. I'm not gonna talk necessarily about what's coming with next with Ghostlight, but I do want to talk a little bit about just what have you all loved. Like, you watching right now are some of our most loyal followers, and we really appreciate you. What kind of stories are you loving watching right now? Like, and not even that. I mean, what about Blood of My Blood and Pitfalls and Ponies makes you come back? Is it the people? Is it the just the content itself? What has gotten you invested? If you wouldn't mind like sharing that with me, I would love to hear your thoughts. Cool. this a little bit under the goggles there. Gotta be careful not to get it. Ah, that's what I didn't want to do on the skin. Okay. We'll fix that in post. Fix it in post. Alright, it's super blue at the moment. But we're gonna make it a little lighter here. Fix it up a little bit. Let's see. What, Red Munoz, what's up? What are you doing here? Silently watching from the shadows, huh? I love it. The talent of the people involved, that's very kind. Someone who's not really into D&D, it's for sure the cast and the community. Love it, love it. Storylines and the storytelling. All right, well that's everything. I love it. Thank you for your input. I appreciate that, guys. Along those lines, like, you know, I plan on continuing the green room, and although we'll probably be taking some breaks every now and then, I do want to continue this because I have found so much relaxation in it, as kind of like we were talking about earlier. It really has kind of brought me a nice zen every Tuesday night, and I hope it's done the same for you. But what, you know, I know we talked about this in the past a little bit, but like, what is there anything specific that you guys would like, or not even specific, anything general that you think in the future you might want to see from the green room? From me, any interviews, like Pierre, you calling out, you know, the fact that we haven't had Ryan on, that's fantastic. Exactly like that. Like, that's the kind of stuff I want to hear, because I you know, I gotta get Ryan on. Pierre, I love the variety and the people. Like how each story told is different than the last. It really highlights range reoccurring cast members have. Yeah. You're also very welcoming and inclusive and kind. Well, good. I love it. It's fantastic. The variety. Yeah, the variety and the range, all that stuff that you're talking about right now is definitely one of the big tenets, one of the big, you know, tent poles, if you will, with Ghostlight. It's something that we've always felt very strongly about shit. Hang on. I messed up. Telling a diverse range of stories of different genres with different people for different people, that's always been a very big factor, at least personally to me. And I guess threw me into the company itself of what Ghostlight's all about. So I love that. I'm glad that that's kind of shining through in a lot of ways for y'all. What else we got over there? You're a gamer. You're a bad gamer, but you're a gamer. So I definitely want you to do a little gaming. I'm guessing by that you mean video gaming. What should I play? Should I do, did I talk about this last time? Should I play like Detroit Become Human or Heavy Rain? One of those like decision-making games? Should we talk about that? Or should I play a game I've never played before? I feel like a horror game would be fun to watch because I feel like we can all be scared together. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that'd be funny. Nacho mukbang. Yeah, I'll do a nacho mukbang. Anybody who doesn't know what a nacho mukbang, it'd be me eating nachos and talking about them in front of you. I would be a disgusting person to watch eat. You don't want to watch me eat. You come for the sexy. Perfect follow-up to watching me eat the sexy. I'm guessing you mean to the channel as a whole, Or did you just mean to Green Room in general? Because I appreciate that compliment, if that's what you're talking about. I needed that confidence boost, so thank you. Play Dream Daddy! I would play Dream Daddy. I should play Dream Daddy. I gotta figure out how the best way to... I'm sure it's easy, but, you know, I gotta figure out how to set up gaming, video gaming on my computer here. Through streaming, I mean, obviously, and how to set up video games. I should play a horror game or a choice-based game. Yeah. You know what we should play? Until Dawn. One of my favorite games. I've only played through it once, though, but I loved my experience with it, and I've always wanted to replay it. Yeah, Dark Plane should be playing the horror games. That dude doesn't have time for horror games. He makes the horror games. Dark Plane playing a horror game would be too much horror. That'd be an overkill. What you need is someone like me who sucks at telling horror stories, but can scream like a baby when things get scary. So that'd be fun. I mean, just saying. Which one was Matt? Emma, which guy was Matt? I don't remember. What if we did the occasional RP server in like Minecraft? Oh, that'd be fun. See, now that is something that I don't know much about at all. But that's a genre, I mean, like, not a genre, but like rather a way of storytelling that I am super intrigued by and interested in. If you guys are interested in it, I would totally be down to like tell a story with like Minecraft or something like that as or like what's the one my brother was talking about, this one game. I'm trying to think of what it was. Something like what was it? Terraria, which is kind of like Minecraft, I guess, but anyway, that'd be cool. Until Dawn, yes, Until Dawn. We'll play Until Dawn. That's what we should do. We should do an all-night marathon where we play Until Dawn, because it's like it's like an 8 to 10 hour game, right? Just do it. It'd be fun. A little sleepover. Oh, well, I won't spoil the end for you, Pierre. I mean, the end is different, I guess, for everybody, so there's no way I could spoil it for you, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, so I'm adding a little bit of like a lighter shade here, seeing what this does. Like I said, I've never really actually painted trying to do like a glass effect, so I have no idea how this is going to come out. But it's fine. We'll figure it out. That's what friends do. Sorry the camera's shaking. GTA 5. A roleplay in GTA 5. Have you seen people do that, Nice Guy? Because that is something I would watch to learn from. It sounds kind of fun. That'd be crazy. Various fun. Okay, some key. Okay, like that input. So I'm getting the sense you guys would watch me play video games. Something I never thought I would do. I mean, for stream. I don't play a lot of video games, but I like video games. I usually I don't really play a lot of like server type video games. It's all very much story based. Either role play or choice kind of based stuff. Sorry, focused. What else we got? Ooh, we got commenting up a storm over here. I love it. Play any superhero games, DC or Marvel? I have. I love the Asylum games, the Arkham Asylum. Sorry, the Arkham games. I love them so much. I've played through those probably more than any game, other game. I recently just bought them on Steam, so I could play those. Because I haven't had a chance to really start going through them again. Because like I said, I bought them on Steam, and then a got about halfway through Asylum, and I got busy and I stopped where I was. But those are fantastic games, and I love the whole trilogy. I think they're fantastic. Okay, these wings are starting to come together a little bit. It's a little too bright, a little too bright. Well, it's hard to see, but anyway. The twist was spoiled for you, Pierre? That sucks. Rebecca, to finish your question, the Spider-Man game blew my mind. Very good, very good. I have not played the Avengers, though, yet. I played the beta, and I didn't love it. I'm sorry to say that, because I know that it's struggling right now, and I want to support it, but it wasn't really... I just saw Hotness. Thank you so much for the host. I don't know if you're still watching, but I appreciate you. Thanks so much. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't played the Avengers yet. I would like to, but I honestly would only play it for the story, and then I'd get rid of it probably. So I'm gonna wait till it goes into like the cheap bin or something on sale for like less or something. Big twist is spoiled for you, right? I'm going back in the chat because I missed all this stuff. Too old to stay up that late. Yeah, I know. We won't do it on a Tuesday. We'll do it. Well, we wouldn't do that, but we'll figure it out. Stardew Valley. Yeah, that's one I've been wanting to try. Stardew Valley and what's the one that everybody was like blowing up about at the beginning of quarantine? You guys, I'm an old man when it comes to video games. I don't really know stuff. With the animals and everyone, that's not Stardew Valley? No. With the animals and everybody has like their own little town and everybody could like trade and like berries were like super expensive or some shit. I don't know. That one, I don't know what it's called. No, mentioning Ryan is never annoying. Always mention Ryan. Pierre, I love it. Yeah, single player, yeah, story driven. I'm way behind the chat. I gotta catch up here. Love Ryan. Arkham games. Yes, love them. Really excited about Arkham Knights. Me too. It got postponed till next year though. Sucks. Would be funny to watch you play Fall Guys. I do know that one. That one does seem fun. I would play Fall Guys. That'd be fun. Emma, thank you. Have a good night. Get some rest. We'll see you later. Yes, yeah, this Spellbound artwork I showed, this is all Rebecca's work. Beautiful stuff. Again, go support Spellbound. If you need a podcast to listen to, it's a great one. Animal Crossing. Okay, I just got down to that part of the chat. Animal Crossing. Thank you. Yes, that's the one. That is the one. Yeah, I would totally play some of that stuff. I don't really know, like I said, I don't really know much about it, but what am I doing? Crappy. Hang on a second. Let me wet blend this a little bit, get this out of here. Erase! Sometimes you can erase if you work fast enough. I'm mindlessly painting, I'm not really. Although the wet blend is really kind of helping the glassy look, so that's not bad actually. Thank you for the deep breath, Emma. Have a good night. How's that music? Is the music still going? I can't hear it. Okay, it is. Among Us. Among Us. Which one's Among Us? Among Us. Oh, that's with the little cutie guys. And you deceive people. I feel like I would suck at that game. Do you talk? Do you talk in that game? Music is good. Thanks, Pierre. Do you talk in that game and like try to convince people? Is it like Secret Hitler or like the Resistance or something where like, you know, you actually discuss things with people and try to like, or is it, what is it? You You talk during meetings. Okay. Yeah. I get the hidden role aspect of it. I just didn't know if it was... if you're literally supposed to talk to people, or if there was some sort of game mechanic that was like... you're supposed to figure out how to, you know, figure out people's identities without talking or something. Speaking of not talking. Okay. They're looking not bad, yeah? Can you guys see those? I mean, for a guy who doesn't know what he's doing on this section, it's not bad. Like I said, I never, like... I meant to, like, look up some sort of model of how to make wings look like wings, or not wings, glass look like glass. I never really checked in on that, so who knows? Doesn't look bad. I'd buy that. You aren't supposed to talk during play or when you are dead. Kill each other, don't get caught. Try to prove or pretend you're the alien. Yeah, I got you. It's very much like Coup. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like Coup, Resistance, Werewolf, Mafia, Secret Hitler. Gotcha. Someone is killing others. Chat in proximity to each other. Oh, okay. Cool. Don't be sus. I do know the sus thing. People say that a lot. Thanks, Rebecca. Appreciate it. Let's see if we can fix these eyes now, yeah? I'm gonna pull up... I had a reference photo that I was using, and I forgot to pull it up tonight. Let me go back to it. Oh, man. Has anybody played Ori? Ori in the Blind Forest, and then Ori in the Will of the Wisps? Those games, y'all... they're platformers, and I usually don't play platformers, but and nothing against them, I don't know, they're really drawing me in, I guess, as a person. Weird way to phrase that. Damn it, I keep shaking my legs, sorry. Take some nausea medicine before watching me paint, apparently, sorry. Anyway, yeah, gorgeous games. Oh my god, the score. You guys, the score and the visuals are just insane game. Highly recommend it. It's on Switch now, I think. I played it on Steam. It's so good. What was I doing? What was I even here for? Right, the Wasp. Open that bad boy. Right, okay. So if we want to, let's do some white streaks. Let's try some streaking. Let's go streaking, everybody. Thank you, Rebecca. You keep me honest. Yes, streaking it is. Here we go. Alright, we got some white. Let's kind of do something like, that's so bright right there. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Let's go. Do some streaks here. Try to get like glares basically. Well, it's not bad. It needs to be more like shiny. I don't know if you can even see this. Let me try to adjust this light. Okay. Can you see? No, you can't. Kind of. On the goggles right there, like the kind of strike, the streak, make it look like a glare. I don't know. Who knows? My boy Blue. The hair and the beard looks so good. Who did it? Wait a second. What hair? What beard? What are you talking about? On this? What? Wait. What hair? What beard? What did I talk about? What are we talking about, Rebecca? I'm so confused. Pierre, I've heard good things about Ori. Yes, I really need to finish games. I have, yeah, no, I get you. I started Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I was really digging it, and then I just never went back to it. I forgot about it. And then I played Horizon Zero Dawn, and got most of the way through it, and then I haven't finished it yet because I've just been too busy. Oh, my hair. The hair and beard looks so good. Who did it? Oh, well, thank you. I didn't know you meant me. Jessica Alcorn actually does my hair. She's fantastic. You should go see her. Hair, teeth. Are you listing off things that you collect from people, maybe? Or is that... Oh, Gaston. I didn't see the above chat. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Wait, gross. What? Gaston? I don't want to be Gaston. He's a dick. I guess he's a good-looking guy, though. Whatever. I'll take it. Yeah, Odyssey, I really dug. But, again, I stopped it to play Horizon Zero Dawn. And then I got most of the way through Horizon Zero Dawn, and I never finished it. So... I'm just an asshole. I love video games. I wish I played them more often. But honestly, I don't see that happening anytime in the near future. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you guys want me to play video games on here, I will, because then it gives me an excuse to play them more frequently. Question is, when will we do it? I guess we could just, we could do interview, and then after interview, instead of painting some nights, we can just, play a little game. Sounds fun. Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, nice version. Thank you. Thank you. You're the creeper. You collect hair and teeth. Yeah, Red Dead. There's another one that I wanted to play, and I never picked it up. I know I'm not going to have the time. I know I'm not. Superman hair. Thank you. Appreciate that. Henry Cavill. Good. I couldn't think of his name. I mean, obviously Christopher Reeve, but Henry Cavill's Superman look is just so good. I kind of forgot about it, and then I watched the Snyder League last week, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. It's a good look. It's a good looking Superman. Thank you, posture check. Hydrate. Wait, I can't hydrate yet. I just got paint on my thing. Hang on a second. Hang on one second, and then I'll hydrate, I promise. Alright, hydrate while I read Pierre's message. Horizon, you finished. The ending is pretty good. Yeah, I've heard that. It's definitely, I love the story, so it's definitely worth finishing, I know. Yeah, that's the thing with those Assassin's Creed games. I love them so much, like Black Flag, and I loved 3 with the Revolutionary War and the snow and all that. That was so fun. But they are getting bigger and bigger and harder and harder. Which, like 10 years ago, I would have been like, yes, give it all to me. But now it's like I can't do bigger games. They're too big. Yeah, exactly what you just said, Pierre. Exactly. Any new tabletop role-playing modules you've seen that look fun? Yeah, I mean, so I am learning all about the Cortex Prime system, which is really cool. It's really cool. It's the way that it's built is it's less like a system that you learn. Well, you still learn it, but it's like a toolkit. It's like a toolbox instead of a rule book. So it has like a core system to it, but you can mod it. You add mods and you can change things, and you can choose whether you want to do hit points or life points, or if you want to do stress. Yeah, some key, exactly. So that's where actually I first played Cortex, was the Marvel heroic role-playing game. That's what Deanna and I were talking about earlier when we mentioned, I think that was actually both of our first experience with role-playing that Graham led. But yeah, Cortex Prime has just kind of taken everything about the old system, and they've just kind of, they've made it so easy, so streamlined. Like I said, you can mod it however you want and make it fit your needs. It's a chef's kiss. So anyway, point is, I've been learning that and I've been loving it. I also recently learned how to play One Last Job by Grant Howitt. I should mention the Cortex Prime is written, helmed by Cam Banks, I believe is the gentleman's name. Cam Banks, I think. But anyway, Grant Howitt, who does, Honey Heist and all those great one-sheet, things. He did One Last Job, which some of us played one night a couple weeks ago when we were supposed to play like our regular game, and then somebody had to cancel. And so I was like, well, hey, I'll run something if you guys still want to get together, and everybody did. And so I was like, well, maybe let's try this new one sheet that Grant Howitt did. And little did I know when I bought it for $10 that, which I highly recommend you do, but I didn't realize that it was not a one sheet, it was a 30-page document. And I had like 2 hours before we were gonna play. Luckily for me, the whole thing, I mean, there's a rule set that I had to learn, but other than that, so much of it is improvisational. So it was really easy to kind of wing it, if you will. But I really enjoyed that one, and I would love to play that again, because there's a really fun kind of thing about it, basically, that you don't build your own character. Everybody else around the table builds your character. Rather, you describe a character, and then somebody else takes possession of that character. And then they describe a character, and somebody else takes possession of that character, and so on and so on. Your skills and your stats and all of your things, basically, again, you don't create those. Those are created for you through stories. Because the concept is that everybody is a retired fill in the blank, and they're all coming back for one last gig. So whether it's, you're retired band members and you're coming back for one last battle of the bands or whatever it is, or maybe you're retired hitmen and you're coming back to rob one last bank, or I guess hitmen don't rob banks. Ignore me. Anyway, it's cool like that. But then, like I said, the really cool part is, so like, let's say someone wanted to roll to try and like I don't know, break into the bank or pick the lock or something like that, right? Let's say they roll and then they fail it, right? Which is going to happen a lot in the beginning because you don't have necessarily enough good stats yet. But then somebody else says, Two-Eyed Joe, come on, old man, you're really that out of practice? You can't pick that lock? I remember the time when we were down in Cabo and there was a safe being dragged through the city and we pulled up the car and you picked the lock from the back of the truck. And all of a sudden, now what you've done for that player is you've gifted them this legend, basically, that they have had in their past. And you are basically... Now they can re-roll basically with that extra thing, like, you're right, I did do that, and then roll again, but with now like a perk. And slowly everybody's doing that for each other and gifting each other these like cool assets, and that's how you're building your characters as the story goes on. It's built to be a one shot, you know. It's built to really live and then go away after just a few hours, but it's a fantastic system that we had a blast playing with, and I really am I'm pretty excited to try again sometime. So yeah, it's a great mechanic for sure. Sumkey, sorry but ignoring you. Have you checked out Sentinels of the Multiverse? Does it use Cortex? I did not know that. I did not know it used Cortex. I will definitely check it out now. I'd always heard of it, and I work at a game store, and we've had it on the shelf, and I've always meant to like kind of pick it up and everything, because I'm a big superhero guy, of course, and but now I know it's Cortex, I'll definitely pick it up and check a look at it, because I'll probably be able to understand it a little better. Table helping with the character creation sounds a lot like the end of the world. You play yourself and build your stats, but the table votes if your stats should be higher, lower, or correct. That's hilarious. Oh, that sounds like a lot of truth bombs coming out, though. I mean, have you played that? Does it get pretty intense, or does it kind of get silly? Yeah, guaranteed fails and affirmations. Yeah, I mean, yeah, regardless of which game you're talking about there, Pierre, I think you're right. Both accounts. Yes, I did watch the Snyder Cut, Rebecca. It was good. I mean, I'm not gonna say like it's like the best DC movie or even. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I think that it was pretty cool at the table. Okay, cool. Sounds good. You didn't like end your friendships around that game. No, the Snyder Cut, I thought it was an improvement for sure upon the original. I loved the additions for Cyborg. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that. I thought they were necessary, extremely necessary for the character, because to me, he didn't flow as a character so much. He felt kind of forced in there in the original cut, and I think this really gave him the time to shine, which is what you have to do when you are introducing us to new characters in a movie. Like, I think in the other version they spent more time with Batman and Superman, characters that we've already met. We already know so well. I mean, if you're gonna have a 2-hour movie and you're introducing a character in it that's supposed to be an integral part of the team, you better spend a lot of time with that character and less time with the characters that we already know. I've never been a fan of like team movies that focus on only like one or two characters more so than the others. Personally, I think that's where the Avengers have gotten it right, is with that, or even like the Fellowship of the Ring, team movies like that, where it's like you need to care about everyone equally. If it's just like these other people are here for like fluff or whatever, then I don't know. Felt it told a better story, and it felt more like a comic book. Yeah, I mean, and Snyder, I can say a lot of things about Snyder, but he does a very unique take on what a comic book movie can become, and I think there's a lot of good in that. I think I am one of maybe only a few people apparently that really enjoyed the Watchmen movie. Now, granted, I do think it missed the mark on certain beats, on certain elements of the story and whatnot, but overall, I was just in love with how he brought the comic to life, even if it was kind of a little too on the nose, and yet still somehow off the mark. Anyway, 300, is nothing but a graphic novel come to life, and it has its flaws because of that. But again, visually, Zack Snyder is the man for sure. That being said, yeah, I'm definitely in the camp of too much slow motion. I'm not saying it was a bad thing by any means. It wasn't necessary to me. Like, I don't need slow motion Lois Lane walking out of, a bank or whatever it was, walking out of a house. I don't need, like, the Flash can have slow motion all he wants. I don't really need slow motion Victor Stone running through, football players. I'm like, I don't know. It didn't really do much for me, a lot of that slow motion. Speaking of the Flash, though, I did love his new ending in the big battle. I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't maybe watched it yet, but he gets a much better, cooler contribution to the big battle that I think is super cool. Same with Cyborg. Again. Seen any of the DC movies, but you're watching Titans. Really confused why Cyborg is on Titans. So it's a good thing, and I do not claim to know the end all be all of DC by any means, but at some point, Cyborg was technically speaking, and I may be wrong about this, but he wasn't really ever a member of the Teen Titans. They added him to the cartoon to make him a member, but originally he was with Beast Boy, I think. He was a part of the Doom Patrol. Again, I think I may be getting that a little off, but maybe not. But then, regardless of how he got to the Teen Titans, Rebecca just said it, in the comics, they graduated him up to the Justice League when they did the, the New 52, I think. And he was now one of the 7 members of the Justice League, essentially. I think instead of... who was it? It was him, Flash, Green Lantern. I think he took Martian Manhunter's place on the Justice League. So they kind of got rid of Martian Manhunter and added Cyborg. And then from then on, basically, they were just kind of canon. Cyborg's not really a part of the Teen Titans anymore. The Titans show was interesting. Do you like it, Pierre? Are you a fan of the show? I didn't dislike it by any means. I'm just kind of interested in what your thoughts are. You guys are distracting me too much. I gotta paint. I need to get the red going here. Do the DC movies and TV shows connect together? They do not, Sumkey. I know Rebecca already answered that, but they do not. In fact, fun fact, the DC movies don't connect together. Not sure if you're aware of that, but yeah, they're very, and that's okay. I don't think I don't think they need to connect together by any means. As long as they just know that going in, I'm excited for Robert Pattinson Batman. I'm pretty pumped for that movie. It looks pretty sweet. And yet, I'm okay if they want to continue making Ben Affleck Batman too. That's fine. As long as they make other characters besides Batman. Don't get me wrong, I love Batman. We've been over this. Yeah. I'm cool with the... In fact, DC has so many cool kind of one-take things, just different storylines, different stories that people have kind of written over the years. I think the fact that they don't connect actually makes it stronger, because then they can just tell whatever stories they want. That's what they do with the animated movies that they put out, and that's why people love those movies, is because they're not afraid to go big with the stakes, because it only lasts the movie, And I know lately they've been connecting those movies together more, but even so. Even so, if you be cast as any DC hero in one of their movies, who would it be? Oh boy. Well, I'm a little too old for Blue Beetle, but I am pumped for that movie coming out. Blue Beetle is Jaime Reyes, one of the members of the Young Justice team. And if you're not aware, he's getting his own movie, helmed by a Latino director and written by a Latinx writer. I'm not sure who exactly, but yeah, it should be a good time. I'm pumped. So I mean, I guess my default answer is Blue Beetle, only because he's the only Latino character I can think of. But if I had my pick of anybody, I've always been a big Robin fan. Once again, I'm too old to play Robin, but maybe I could play Nightwing or something. But yeah, I don't have a superhero body, so that's not really a. But in a dream world, yeah, for sure. I would love to be Robin, or Nightwing even, specifically. I'm a big Robin guy. I love the Bat family. I think we've talked about this before. I know, I'm pumped for a Latin hero. Not sure if you know the character Miss America in the Marvel world, but Miss America is a Latina force to be reckoned with. She is up there with Captain Marvel or Thor as most powerful heroes. She's like a dimension hopper basically, but she is gonna be in the new Doctor Strange movie coming out next year, so that should be fun. Did I paint? Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, I mean, sadly, there's not too many, Latinx heroes in either universe. I mean, there are, they're just not as popular is the thing. But we'll see. We'll see where they take it. Robbie, what's his name? Now I'm having a brain fart. Robbie, he's the new Ghost Rider. He is, during Jason Aaron's run on the Avengers, one of the new Avengers, basically, which is exciting. So we have a Latin Avenger. Pierre says, I do and I don't. I'm honestly personally annoyed by the shift of dark and gritty in popular TV in general. Oh, this is about Titans. Right, thank you. Yeah, to get a bit personal. Okay, I won't read this out loud. Yeah. I completely agree with everything you just said. I do. Those are all my problems with the show, is that it's just too broody, it's too gritty, it's not anything you need. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know what you need to watch, Pierre, if you haven't? The animated Harley Quinn show, starring Kaylee Cuoco, that's her name. It is so good. I every single one of you watching right now would love it. I promise you would. It's so good. It's a different take on Harley Quinn than we ever seen before. It is full of funny, just freaking laugh out loud funny DC references. And again, because it's not connected to anything else, they are not afraid to go big. They go big. Trust me. It's worth watching. It is so fun. It's on it was on the DC network or whatever it's called, but now it's on HBO Max. That's where I watched it. And it needs love because I don't know if they're gonna give it a third season or not, and it deserves one. It's seriously one of my favorite animated shows. It's so good. It is definitely for adults. Lots of cussing and lots of that kind of stuff, but it's so fun. Rebecca, if anybody's gonna love this show, it's you. Just trust me. You're gonna love it. I'm with you, Rebecca. A Latino Superman would be awesome. I don't know if you saw the news, but what's his name? Tahisi Coates. I can't think of his name, but the writer, who award-winning writer. I'm really bad with books, with actual books, but comic books. He wrote the Black Panther recently. It's something Tahi. I don't want to butcher the name. Last name Coates. He wrote for Black Panther recently, and he's writing apparently, or like he's doing the screenplay. I think I read for a new J.J. Abrams helmed Superman movie that is going to be separate from the Henry Cavill Superman stuff, but it's going to feature a black Superman, which is very cool. And this is exactly the kind of thing I was talking about, because now, because their movies aren't connected, they have the freedom to tell these kind of stories without feeling like they have to find a way to connect it back to the stuff they've already made. So anyway, that should be pretty cool. I'm excited to see where that goes. Okay, let's see. Time to paint this dye red. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. Hydrate. I will hydrate in un momento. Okay, I'm just gonna do one coat, and then I'll go back and do another coat, and we'll probably need a third coat because this red is not wanting to thicken up. But that's what we're starting to get there. Yeah, that red pops pretty nicely. I'll make the dots white eventually. Okay, here we go. Posture check. Anyway, everybody watch Harley Quinn. It's so good. Ugh. I'm only gonna go about 15 more minutes, people. 15 more minutes. Anybody on the East Coast, you're a trooper. Yeah, no worries, Pierre. Oh, you check it out. I thought you said check out. Yeah, you have to check it out. Seriously. First exposure to superheroes. Rebecca, you always have the best questions. And I don't mean to like down anybody else's questions, but you have to admit, Rebecca has really good questions. My first exposure to superheroes was... What was it? I mean, geez, I don't know. I've just always had action figures, Marvel Legends. Batman was definitely one of the early ones. I used to watch the the Batman cartoon, the Bruce Timm one. I used to watch the Spider-Man cartoon, which was just awesome. Even though Spider-Man in that cartoon has the body of like a quarterback. No, not even that. He's got the body of like a linebacker. He's like top heavy. He's so broad-shouldered. You're like, I mean, I guess it makes sense for Spider-Man to have like huge shoulders with all the swinging he does. But you do not look like you've been bullied by any means. Like, nobody would bully you, good sir. You look ripped as hell. So that's a fun fact. Yeah, the X-Men cartoon, admittedly, I know everybody talks about it, everybody loves it. As a kid, I didn't watch it as much. I think I just I wasn't drawn to the characters maybe as much. I did watch it. It wasn't one of the like. I don't have like fond memories of it the way that I do with Spider-Man and with the Batman cartoons. I guess the same thing with like. I know there was like a Superman cartoon. Justice League I did watch a lot of. But yes, I mean cartoons was just like that was a huge gateway for me. And then I started getting into actual comics. My uncle, he gifted me a big comic collection that he had, and it was mostly DC comics. So I started really getting into Teen Titans and into Batman with that, and Justice League and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot to love there. I don't know why I got into Marvel so much. I think it was the action figures, if I'm being honest. My friend Tim and we collected the Marvel Legends action figures, and we just loved them so much. We would like, I mean, it was like we like were, you know, we would. My grandpa at the time worked at Walmart, and I remember we would like sometimes have like sleepovers, and my grandpa worked like overnight. And so we would give him like some money that we saved up, and we'd ask him to like bring us home the newest like Marvel Legends figure that had just came out that night, basically, and he got it like right when it came out. I remember we did that with Gambit when Gambit came out. And I'm not even that big of a Gambit fan now, but I just remember I have a very fond memory of my friend Tim and I like waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning when he came home. We were like, "Did you get it, Grandpa? Did you get it?" It's funny. But yeah, Marvel Legends, a lot of which I still have back here. Those are like, you know, my Iron Man still I have, and like I said earlier, you know, most of those I got rid of when I bought Deanna's engagement ring, which is for the best because I there's no way I would have the space to display all of them, and you know, I wouldn't want them to just like sit in a box. So, but yeah, so action figures and cartoons, I guess, is the answer to your question. My mom. So this was before the grandpa thing, because I know you're gonna ask like, why didn't you just get them from your mom? My mom was the manager at a Toys R Us, and my dad was the manager at a Burger King. So I had the coolest childhood, you guys. Because I would go to my mom's work and like play in like Beyblade tournaments and like Pokemon tournaments and stuff like that. And then I would go to my dad's work and eat like I have a funny story that I always tell people because I seriously thought this was true when I was a kid. I would go to Burger King all the time. My dad worked there. And I would always order a double cheeseburger, add bacon, because it wasn't on the menu at the time, right? And so I would always be like, oh man, I want double cheeseburger, add bacon, please. And then eventually they put a bacon double cheeseburger on the menu, and I seriously, like 9-year-old me, thought that I was the one who got them to do that. I was like, hey, they finally listened to my suggestion. And so, anyway, random story about the naivete of Justin as a baby boy. So yeah, I invented the bacon double cheeseburger, if you needed to know. Now you have the answers to that. But yeah, there was a lot of creativity coming out of those years, because I would get a lot of Burger King, like you know, the kids club toys, and then I would get a lot of toys from Toys R Us. So lots of good stuff. I was living the 90s kid life. You got it. That's right. I'm in the credit reel for Burger King, yeah. When they roll the credits. Just bacon double cheeseburger. Justin Barron. 9 years old. Another fun Burger King story for you. I worked at Burger King. It was my first job when I was 14. And at first, all I did was I worked the drive-through, and then I got busy with school stuff and after-school activities, and I ended up not working there for a while. But then I ended up going back when I needed another job, and they actually hired me on because I did theater stuff at this point in high school. And so in high school for a little bit, I was hired as the Burger King, and I dressed up like the creepy Burger King. I wore like the white tights, and I put on the king outfit, and then I had this big like head that I put on, and I would just go, because I don't know if you guys remember, the Burger King was like at this time was all about like just doing crazy things. So I like they paid me like $20 an hour, which as a high schooler at that time was like yes. So like on a Saturday morning, I would just go dress up at the Burger King and like give a free ice cream out to little kids, or go dance in the parking lot and like get people to notice me, or go stand by the curb and just like do crazy things to cars driving by. And I thought it was awesome. So I was the Burger King. Add that to my credit reel. Yup. I speak the truth. Alright, we're getting somewhere, and by somewhere I mean the end. We're getting to the end of this little Wasp journey here. Do I want to paint that? Nah, we'll keep that where it is. Yes, I am the king of burgers. You're welcome. Toys R Us, when I was a kid, had this yummy bubble gum in a toothpaste tube in the impulse aisles. Did you get that? Is this why you steal other people's teeth, maybe? Because you don't have teeth of your own because you ate that as a child? I need to know these things. Bringer of bacon. Yes, I have a little resume going here now, huh? Every single trip you got this. I wish I knew what you're talking about. Send me a picture of it later. All right, we gotta go back in for another pass at this die. So with all these figures, I haven't been painting the base because I'm just gonna go in at the end and paint them all to look the same, so that it looks like they're all part of the same battlefield here. And by all, I mean the ones that I have currently. If you missed it the first time I said it, these Marvel United figures, these chibi figures, first of all, they're freaking fantastic. But also, they are part of a Kickstarter that happened, and because I backed it, I am going to get about 60 to 70, I forget exactly the exact count, more of these figures of the different heroes. So, I'm gonna get the Robbie, I think his name's Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. I'm gonna get Miss America. I'm gonna get all these characters that we're talking about because there's like so many of them coming. They're all these amazing sculpts. They're chibi. They're gorgeous. I'm so pumped. And because the world hates me, just kidding, they love me. In April, the same company is putting out an X-Men expansion with, I don't know how many minis are going to come, but I tell you right now, I'm going to back the whole thing. You bet your sweet bippy. And then next year around this time, I'll be receiving X-Men chibi figures, and we'll paint those. So we're never going to stop painting these, is my point. It's crazy. I replaced my nails with the stolen teeth girls. 11 down, 9 to go. Oh my god. Involuntary reaction to that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, X-Men. X-Men is coming. Ready yourselves. In a year. It'll be next year, so don't get too ready. But here's the thing: if anybody wants to mini paint, if anybody's like, "Ooh, I would like to get into that," these figures are fantastic for it because they're larger than your typical D&D figure. Their features are larger. You know, they have the big eyes, the big head, and that kind of thing. So they're nicer to learn on, in my opinion, and kind of experiment on. So if you are looking for something and you love X-Men, I recommend getting on the train and you know, grabbing the X-Men minis when they go on Kickstarter in April. I don't know why it's being kickstarted. They know they're gonna get millions of dollars. It's bullshit. But unfortunately, I'm also too big of a fan of it to actually call them out on it. You know, it's like when you're like, Amazon. I hate Amazon. Oh, but I do need to buy some stuff on Amazon tonight. You know what I mean? It's like that. Guys, I'm feeling pretty good about this. And I think we're in a place that I'm comfortable calling quits. Take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. This is our finished Wasp. Now, the only thing I'm not super satisfied with are the goggles, but until I figure out how to do a better thing, I think we're just gonna have to leave it where it's at. I'll come back and fix it later. I'm gonna finish the dots on the red, but it's gotta take some time to dry. So we're not gonna finish that tonight. Have I ever accidentally drank the paint water cup? No, I haven't, but that's hilarious. I do think about that a lot, but I have never done it. Because my water bottle is very different than the paint mug. And if they look the same, here's what I have done in the past, is sometimes I'll have like a glass of whiskey or something here sitting on the table, and sometimes I'll accidentally go and stick my brush in the whiskey and ruin perfectly good whiskey, and that's makes me sad sometimes. So I've learned to not leave open glasses near my painting area. Yeah, not good. How'd that go for you? How's that? What? Which one? Which part? I missed it. Sometimes I talk too much and then I don't know what you're talking about in the comments. The urine sample. Yeah, that's what you always call the urine sample. Is my whiskey. Usually a Manhattan. Or old fashioned. Stream idea. Stream points for water cup roulette. Well, maybe. Yeah, you guys let me know. What else? What other things should we do channel points for? It's easy to do channel point stuff on Green Room. It's much harder to figure out things to do channel points for when it comes to shows that we're actually like engaged in. I'm sure you've all noticed that, you know, when you hydrate or say, you know, stretch or something like that on the Friday night and Sunday morning stuff, it's a little hit and miss because not everybody there is looking at the chat. And if they are looking at the chat, they really shouldn't be, because they should be focused on the story that's going on and being in the moment. So it's always kind of a crapshoot with those. But I personally am trying to look into some new ways to spend channel points that will influence the story, or affect the story rather, but not necessarily like distract from it, if that makes sense. But that'll be something for Phase 3 of Ghostlight. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and switch over cameras here. Speaking of Phase 3 of Ghostlight, like I said earlier, tonight we are, not tonight, after this week, we are going to be pitching some new stuff to y'all. I hope you enjoy it. I think there's going to be a lot to enjoy. I'm very excited for all of it. There's some fun stuff coming, and I'm pumped to explore it. But before that happens, next week on Tuesday nights, my brain. Next week on the Green Room, I'm going to have the entire cast of The Crown. I'm just kidding. Of Pitfalls and Ponies on the channel. We are going to be kind of doing like a wrap-up session, like, you know, talking about how the whole, you know, 6-episode arc was for them, how they feel about it, taking questions from any of you. So write those questions down, have them prepared for next week, because we'll do a little Q&A with the audience. And yeah, I'm excited to have them on. It's going to be a much fuller screen than you see tonight. We'll see how it goes. There's gonna be 7 of us on one at once. So gotta work on that this week, building that overlay. Rerolls for donations. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm talking about, nice guy. Those are the things that we will be starting to implement into this. Yeah. Big channel points. I have some ideas for some big channel point stuff. Well, I won't give it away right now. But yeah, we'll talk about it another time. So yeah, Pitfalls and Ponies rap sesh next week as my guest. And then depending on how much time we have after that, maybe we'll paint something. Maybe we'll start Taskmaster. Taskmaster. It's a fun little villain there. Maybe we'll start Taskmaster. Who knows? What was the last thing I was gonna say? Oh, don't forget, at 7 p.m. Central Time, or just listen, 7 p.m. Central, to make it easier. 7 p.m. Central Time next week, Tuesday night, before the Pitfalls and Ponies wrap. We'll be hosting it for you, so you can watch it on this channel if you want, or you can go over to Make Believe Live, where I will be, me and Emma and Kelsey will be guests on their stream next week. So that's exciting. Very pumped for that. And then hopefully one day we'll have them over on the green room as well, and we'll have a little cross collaboration there. So I'm gonna go drink some water and chillax and wind down. I hope you all do the same. Yeah, it's gonna be a very busy Tuesday. Sumkey. Get your puns ready for it, because I'm gonna need you to bring me down from my high, to raise me up from my lows. I'm gonna need you to balance me out, Sumkey. Okay. Cool. Thanks for all of you for watching tonight. Much love to you. Hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you Friday for the end of whatever this is of Blood of My Blood. We'll see you Sunday morning for the finale of Pitfalls and Ponies. So until then, gotta do a raid. Oh my god, you guys. Should we raid tonight? You guys up for it? Chat, comment in the chat. Are we raiding tonight? I'm pretty tired, to be honest with you. I'm okay if we don't raid tonight. But if you guys want to, we can. What do you think? Y'all going to bed? Do y'all want to stay up and watch something? I honestly haven't looked at who's up to raid tonight anyway. You've got to go work out. Okay. Sure thing. It's good. Capone Gaming. Okay, I'll raid Capone Gaming. Awesome guy. Alright, well, some of us will raid. No pressure to, if you need to, head to bed. But anybody who's raiding, we're going to go to Capone Gaming. And I'll watch them as I go to bed. Oh, with a K, Capone Gaming? K, not C. Alright, here we go. Okay, have a good night, everybody. Thanks so much.